welcome to the Whisky.com news on the 23rd of October 2023. And we start off with Scotland. First, big news, the story of Redbreast. I don't know if you know the story of Redbreast on the Isle of Islay. There was I think 2015, someone wanted to build the distillery there. I think some Frenchmen, and now Chivas Brothers want to build a distillery there west of Beaumont at Loch Indal by the Redbreast farm. They actually belong to Pernod Ricard, so it's basically Frenchman again. They will cost about £76 million and will be finished September 2026. And will be really good for Chivas Brothers because they don't have any highly peated whiskey. You know them from Aberlour, Glenfiddich, and Scarborough, I think, is a little bit peated. But anyway. There are already 9 active distilleries on the Isle of Islay, but I guess they will not be the 10th, maybe 11th, maybe 12th, because there are more buildings continuing on the Isle of Islay. Then we have Dunphail Distillery is beginning their production. They are, we've already talked about them quite often. They've built for 18 months now, and they want to build they have built a really traditional distillery with malting floors, a kiln, very long fermentation duration, and direct fired stills. Didn't know that they really want to do that, but they've done it. The capacity will be about 200,000 liters, which is quite big for someone with malting floors. I'm not quite sure if they do 100% malting floors. Then we have Chivas Brothers, again in the news. They made quite a lot of money. That's why they're probably investing into another distillery in Islay. But this making a lot of money also brought the workers on their toes, and they wanted to have more money. The company came to them with 6.4% more money. But the workers had a voting and they rejected that, and now it might get into a strike. It's around 1,600 workers. We'll keep you up to date on that one. Then we have a new whiskey on the market, the Holyrood Arrival. So it's not Hollywood, but Holyrood, and it's the distillery in Edinburgh, and they bring out their first single malt. It's Oloroso sherry butts, PX sherry, hogshead, bourbon barrels, and rum barriques. Not chill filtered, not colored. 46.1% ABV. And I would like to tell you that you could buy it on Whisky.com, but unfortunately it's already out of stock. We already sold out. So if you want to keep up to date, then subscribe to the newsletters on Whisky.com. There are automatic newsletters where you can be up to date daily. So that will be giving you a bit of a head start there. Then Macallan is bringing out a new edition called the Harmony Edition from Stella and Mary McCartney. Yes, these are the daughters of Paul McCartney, and it will be the third bottling of the Harmony Collection series called Macallan Amber Meadow. It's a marriage between seasoned oak and bourbon cask and will be available in October. Then we have Glen Grant, and they auctioned off the Visionary for a record price. 86-year-old Glen Grant sold for £212,500 at Sotheby's, and it's the highest price for a Glen Grant ever yet. It was matured 100% from Oloroso sherry casks. And it continues with Ireland. The Amber Beverage invests 35 million euros in Irish whiskey distilleries. It's the new place for the Welsh whiskey distillery. It's planned in Dunleckney, southwest of Dublin, in the county of Carlow. It's a production for the Writer's Tears and the Irishman, and they will want planning it for 18 months of building. We've seen that 18 months is possible. I think that was with the Holyrood, but now, they're trying for 18 months as well, but they want to build one with 4 million liters capacity per year. Then we have a new bottling from Midleton, very rare. It's a French name, so excuse my French. Forêt de Tronçais. It's a permanent edition. It's a single grain and single pot still whiskey from the 80s and the 2000s, and they got married together, and then you have a 3-year cask finish in T5 casks. T5 is wood that is specially treated and comes from the French wood of Tronçais. I don't know how to spell it or pronounce it. Yeah, so, and that's why it's very expensive. It costs 5,000 euros. Then we have the Redbreast's 10 years distillery edition. Yeah, the Redbreast haven't been there for 50 years, and now they're getting a new interpretation of the 10-year by Gilbey. It's the CEO of Redbreast, and he's also having he's a guy with birds, let's say it that way. It's made from a light, middle, and a heavy distillate, and from 4 types of casks: American bourbon barrels, PX sherry cask, European oak, and they also say more sherry. I guess it's gonna be also then. 43% ABV. Unfortunately, it's not internationally available. It's just at the distilleries of Irish distillers, Midleton, Jameson, etc. Then we have news from the USA. This time it's from Stranahan's, yeah, Colorado whiskey. And they are having their first head blender announced. His name is Justin Aiden. He is already 14 years in the whiskey industry, so he knows what he's doing, and he will now blend all the casks together. And just to let you know, Stranahan's Colorado whiskey was the first American single malts out there. Then we have 2 new bottlings from Angel's Envy. Angel's Envy cask strength rye, 57.2% ABV, and the Angel's Envy cask strength bourbon, 59.1% ABV. And it's the first release from master distiller Owen Martin. Unfortunately, not internationally available, just US only. But then we go into the international news, and we are going to Japan. Yamazaki Distillery is opening up again. They were closed due to renovations, but now in November they're opening up with 2 new tours: the Monotsukuri, which is the normal tour, and the Monotsukuri Prestige Experience, which is the more expensive tour, where you get a 12-year-old Yamazaki and a lot of more access to more restricted areas. Yeah, and then we have something really great from Germany. The Whiskey Museum in Regensburg is opening up. It's called the Valhalla of Whiskey, and done by Pitt Krause from slowdrink.de. He's really a big whiskey enthusiast, and I think it's mostly whiskeys from his own collection, and he has a collection of 13,500 bottles. It's a non-profit and for whiskey enthusiasts, and there is free of entry, so you don't pay anything to get in there to see 13,500 bottles of whiskey. So this is probably worth a visit. I would have gone to the opening. I was invited, but I couldn't because I was in Scotland. So yeah, that was it for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.